Imagine standing in the midst of what feels like an emotional storm. Your heart races, your mind churns with thoughts you can barely control, and every instinct tells you to lash out. We've all been there, moments when anger takes the reins, clouding judgment and distorting reality. But what if that storm could be calmed and the chaos replaced with tranquility? In today's journey, we're not just talking about managing anger but transcending it using the ageless wisdom of an old man whose insights promise to change how we see and react to life's provocations. This is not about suppressing anger but transforming it into a force for peace and understanding. As we delve into these life lessons, imagine a new perspective gently unfolding, a path where inner peace becomes a daily companion rather than an elusive dream. Stay with us as we uncover the stories and teachings that hold the key to a calmer, kinder world, where anger no longer dictates our actions but instead reveals opportunities for growth and harmony. Now turning to the fascinating nature of anger, let's consider the intricate interplay between our emotions and bodies. Anger isn't merely a fleeting feeling but a complex response involving both mind and body. When triggered, whether by an unjust remark or a frustrating situation, our body reacts. The heart beats faster, adrenaline floods our system, preparing us to face what we perceive as a threat. It's a survival mechanism rooted in our biology, designed to protect us. But why do we get angry in the first place? Delving into the psychology of anger reveals it often masks deeper emotions like fear or sadness, emerging as a defense when we feel vulnerable or threatened. Anger can provide a false sense of control, momentarily empowering but ultimately misleading. Understanding this can be the first step in transforming how we respond to life's challenges. As we explore further, we begin to see anger for what it truly is. Not an enemy, but a signal pointing to areas of self-awareness and growth. Stay with us as we unravel more layers of this powerful emotion and learn how to harness its energy for positive change. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's delve into our first life lesson, embracing imperfection. Imagine an old craftsman tirelessly working on a piece of pottery. Despite his expertise, each pot has a slight flaw, a tiny dent, a subtle curve. Yet, rather than discarding these imperfect creations, he cherishes them. Each flaw tells a story, adding character and uniqueness. This craftsman has learned the art of acceptance, realizing that the pursuit of perfection often leads to unnecessary frustration and anger. By embracing imperfections, he finds beauty in uniqueness and peace in acceptance. Now, picture your own life. How often do we set unrealistic standards for ourselves and others, only to end up feeling disillusioned? These expectations can create a cycle of frustration, breeding anger when things fall short. By shifting our perspective and valuing imperfection as part of the human experience, we can alleviate this pressure. Embrace the dents and curves of your journey, recognizing that they add depth and richness to your story. As we accept our own and others' vulnerabilities, we foster a sense of kindness and understanding. This approach doesn't mean settling for less but appreciating the beauty of growth and change. Embracing imperfection, we learn to live with greater joy and less anger. Moving forward, let's explore how patience can transform our lives. As the next challenge unfolds, let us explore the power of patience. Picture a farmer who sows seeds in his field, knowing that each needs time and care to grow. Day by day, he waters and tends to them, understanding that the harvest will come in its own time. This patience is not passive, but a dynamic act of trust and perseverance. It allows him to embrace the natural rhythm of life rather than resisting it. Through this commitment, he finds fulfillment not only in the eventual bounty but in the nurturing process itself. This approach transcends farming and applies to our daily lives. Consider how many times impatience has caused unnecessary tension or anger. By cultivating patience, we gain clarity and insight into situations, allowing us to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting hastily. Whether it's waiting for a job promotion, mending a strained relationship, or learning a new skill, patience becomes our ally. It teaches us that not all progress is immediate and not all answers are known. Practical tips for nurturing patience include practicing mindfulness, setting realistic goals, and celebrating small victories along the way. These approaches help us remain grounded and focused, reducing stress and anger. As we continue this journey, let's turn our attention to discovering the art of letting go. Moving forward into the heart of letting go, imagine the liberating story of an old sailor who had once been anchored by bitterness due to a betrayal at sea. For years, he held onto the weight of past grievances, each memory like a heavy stone pulling him deeper into anger. One day, as he watched the waves gently rise and fall, he realized that his unforgiveness was akin to a storm he kept within, only damaging his own vessel. In a moment of clarity, he chose to release the burden. He wrote each hurt down on a piece of paper, then cast them into the ocean, symbolically freeing himself from the chains of his past. This act was not just about relinquishing the past, but embracing the freedom of the present. Letting go allowed him to sail forward, unburdened and open to new horizons. The peace he found was profound. To achieve such liberation, start by acknowledging your feelings without judgment. Writing them down is a powerful first step. Then consciously choose forgiveness, not necessarily for others, but for your own peace of mind. Visualize yourself releasing these emotions like setting leaves adrift on a stream. Finally, focus on the present, engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment. This journey of letting go teaches us that peace isn't found in the perfection of others, but in the grace we extend to ourselves. As we embrace this wisdom, let's prepare to explore the importance of empathy in our lives. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's delve into the transformative power of empathy. Picture a bustling marketplace where the noise could easily spark irritation. In the midst of this chaos, an old woman accidentally knocks over a vendor's stall, creating a cascade of clattering fruit. The vendor, initially upset, takes a deep breath and approaches her not with anger but with understanding. He recalls a time when he too felt overwhelmed, and in that instant, empathy takes root. Instead of a confrontation, a conversation unfolds a connection that transforms the moment. This simple act of empathy diffuses what could have escalated into anger. It's a reminder that seeing through another's eyes expands our world. To cultivate empathy, start by listening actively, putting aside your own judgments. Reflect on times when you felt misunderstood and translate that compassion towards others. Practicing mindfulness helps in being present, allowing space to truly understand different perspectives. Remember, empathy is not just about softening our own reactions. It builds bridges of understanding and peace in our relationships. As we internalize this lesson, we prepare to explore how humor can lighten even the heaviest of burdens, turning adversity into amusement. Now turning to the delightful and unexpected benefits of humor in adversity, imagine this scene, a crowded waiting room where tensions rise as patients face inevitable delays. One gentleman, noticing the growing impatience, decides to share a light-hearted, humorous story about his own misadventures with appointments in the past. As he animatedly recounts the tale of once showing up at the wrong clinic, the room fills with laughter and something remarkable happens. The tension dissipates. What began as frustrated silence transforms into shared amusement. This moment illustrates the profound power humor holds as a coping tool. Laughing in the face of chaos does more than just lighten the atmosphere. It creates a communal bond, reminding us that we are all in this together, navigating the ebb and flow of life's unpredictable tides. To harness this magic in your own life, start by finding humor in your daily mishaps, a spilled cup of coffee, a missed bus, or a forgotten umbrella. Embrace these moments as opportunities for laughter rather than frustration. Remember, humor allows us to view situations from a fresh perspective. breaking down walls of anger and offering moments of joy amidst challenges. As we cultivate this habit, we unlock the ability to transform adversities into amusing anecdotes, paving the way for a more serene and harmonious existence. With a lighter spirit, we move forward to explore how perspective can further reshape our reactions to life's inevitable ups and downs. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us delve into the importance of perspective and how it shapes our reactions. Consider the story of a young woman named Emily, who, upon facing a daunting career setback, initially viewed the situation through a lens of frustration and defeat. Her plans had not unfolded as she had hoped, and anger began to brew within. Yet, a conversation with a wise mentor shifted her view. The mentor likened her experience to a painter stepping back from the canvas. "When you look too closely," he said, "you miss the bigger picture." Encouraged to see the setback not as an end but a redirection, Emily began to reassess her journey. Rather than dwelling on what went wrong, she searched for lessons and new paths, seeing each obstacle as a stepping stone towards growth. This change in perspective didn't just alleviate her anger, it opened her eyes to opportunities she never considered. By stepping back and seeking a wider view, Emily found clarity and renewed energy. To apply this in your own life when faced with challenges, pause and ask yourself, what am I not seeing? How might this situation offer unexpected benefits? Embracing a broader perspective allows you to transform anger into understanding, enabling you to navigate life's trials with calmness and grace. As Emily learned, sometimes the greatest insights come from shifting our focus, a practice that enriches our perceptions and leads to a more peaceful existence. With this newfound perspective, let us journey further into the realms of inner peace through mindfulness. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's explore the path to cultivating inner peace through the gentle practices of meditation and mindfulness. Consider the story of Jonathan, a busy professional overwhelmed by the stress of modern life. Each day felt like a relentless race, leaving him on the brink of anger at the smallest inconvenience. His mind, filled with endless to-do lists and looming deadlines, was a turbulent sea of thoughts and emotions. One evening, after an especially taxing day, Jonathan stumbled upon a quiet meditation group in his neighborhood. Intrigued yet skeptical, he decided to join. As he sat in the tranquil atmosphere, the instructor's calming voice guided him through a simple exercise, focusing on his breath. Each inhale brought a sense of stillness, and with every exhale, he felt tension slowly melting away. Over the weeks, Jonathan began to notice changes. The irritations that once stoked his anger seemed to lose their power over him. Mindfulness allowed him to observe his thoughts without judgment, giving him the space to choose how to respond. Meditation became his refuge, a moment of pause in a chaotic world. Through this practice, he cultivated a peaceful mind, one that was less reactive and more attuned to the present moment. For you, embracing meditation or mindfulness can be as simple as dedicating a few moments each day to stillness. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on the natural rhythm of your breath. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them without attachment, letting them pass like clouds in a vast sky. Consistency in this practice nurtures a tranquility that acts as a balm for anger. In cultivating inner peace, Jonathan discovered not just calmness, but a deeper connection to himself and the world around him. As we progress to the next lesson, let's delve into the wisdom of simplicity and its power to ease the burdens of stress and anger. Now turning to the wisdom of simplicity, imagine the story of Mary, a woman who once felt ensnared by the complexities of her life. Her days were a blur of commitments, her home packed with possessions that seemed to multiply overnight. This clutter was not just physical, it mirrored the chaos in her mind, leaving her anxious and quick to anger. One day, as she sat amidst the stacks of unopened letters and unworn clothes, Mary decided enough was enough. She began a journey towards simplicity, starting with her home. Slowly, she sifted through the items, asking herself if each truly added value to her life. With each box of donations, she felt a weight lift from her shoulders. Her living space gradually transformed into a serene sanctuary, reflecting the calm she sought within herself. But Mary's journey didn't stop at decluttering her home. She turned to her mind, learning to simplify her thoughts and focus on what truly mattered. By prioritizing her commitments and letting go of the need to say yes to everything, she found her life less hectic and her mind clearer. The once overwhelming whirlwind of demands eased into a gentle breeze. The transformation was profound. As Mary let go of the unnecessary, she made room for peace. Her anger, once a frequent visitor, found no place in her simplified life. She learned that in simplicity lies freedom, a liberation from the burdens that clutter both our spaces and our souls. For you, embracing simplicity can be a powerful step towards reducing stress and anger. Start small. Choose one area of your life to simplify, be it a room, a schedule, or a mindset. As you release the excess, notice how much lighter you feel and how tranquility naturally follows. As the sun rises on the next chapter, let's explore how lessons from nature can guide us in patience and acceptance, nurturing a calming influence in our lives. As the sun rises on the next chapter, let's explore the profound lessons we can learn from nature. Imagine standing by a tranquil river, its waters gently flowing over smooth stones, whispering tales of patience forged over countless ages. In this serene setting, nature becomes our quiet teacher, imparting lessons in patience and acceptance. The river does not rush or rage, it follows its course, knowing that every rock in its path can be worn down over time, an embodiment of gentle persistence. Similarly, trees standing tall in a forest remind us of the power of acceptance, swaying with the wind and bending without breaking. They teach us to adapt to life's storms, accepting rather than resisting what cannot be changed. Just as the sun patiently rises each day, bringing warmth and illumination, we too can learn to rise above our anger by embracing the natural rhythms around us. The soothing sounds of leaves rustling, the sight of a vast open sky, or the simple touch of grass beneath our feet can ground us, inviting calmness and clarity. These natural environments offer more than just beauty. They provide a balm for our troubled minds, helping us manage anger with grace. Next time you feel anger bubbling within, take a moment to step outside. Let the tranquility of nature guide you to a place of peace, as each breath you take becomes a bridge to serenity, teaching you that patience, like nature, is a gentle, enduring process. With this newfound understanding, we move forward to uncover how silence can be a powerful ally in resolving conflict and diffusing anger. Moving forward, let's delve into the profound power of silence. Picture a bustling marketplace filled with the cacophony of daily life, where a simple disagreement spirals into a heated argument. Yet, amidst the rising voices, a wise old man chooses silence over shouting. He remains calm, letting the noise wash over him without adding to the chaos. Observers may wonder why he stays quiet, but soon enough, the argument echoes and fades, leaving behind an unexpected calm. Through his silence, he communicates patience and understanding, diffusing the tension without a single word. This is the value of silence, an unspoken strength that can dissolve anger before it takes hold. Silence allows us to pause and reflect, creating space for thoughtful responses instead of impulsive reactions. It gives our emotions time to settle, offering clarity and perspective where words often fail. To harness this power, consider setting aside moments each day for quiet reflection. Whether through meditation or simply sitting in stillness, these pauses can cultivate a calm mind, ready to face life's challenges with grace. As you practice this, notice how the absence of noise invites peace, helping to prevent anger from escalating into conflict. Silence, in its gentle way, teaches us that sometimes the best response is no response at all. As we embrace silence, we prepare ourselves to explore the transformative effects of gratitude and how shifting our focus can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. Now turning to the enlightening concept of gratitude, imagine waking up each morning with a heart full of appreciation. Gratitude has the remarkable ability to steer our thoughts away from anger and towards positivity. Think of it as a lens that highlights the good amidst life's challenges, making our burdens feel lighter. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, gratitude shifts our perspective, reducing the grip of anger and frustration. To practice gratitude, start by keeping a daily journal. Jot down 3 things you're thankful for each day, no matter how small or ordinary. This habit, though simple, reinforces a mindset of abundance and contentment. Another powerful practice is verbally expressing thanks to people who have had a positive impact on your life. Whether it's a heartfelt note or a sincere conversation, acknowledging others can deepen connections and spread joy. Picture a moment when you felt uplifted by someone's kindness. Reliving such experiences with gratitude helps amplify positive emotions, creating a ripple effect that transforms bitterness into warmth. As you embrace gratitude, notice how it nurtures a sense of peace, making you less prone to anger. With this newfound awareness, you'll find yourself facing life's challenges with a steady, calm heart. With the next phase of the journey in sight, gratitude opens the door to stronger relationships as we explore how building connections can provide support and diminish feelings of anger. Moving forward, let's delve into the transformative lesson of building strong relationships as a means to calm the storms of anger. Picture the warmth of a nurturing relationship, much like a sturdy shelter during a tumultuous storm. These connections provide solace and comfort. The essence of a strong relationship lies in open, honest communication and the unwavering pillar of trust. Establishing a bond where communication flows freely allows for misunderstandings to be swiftly addressed before they snowball into anger. Trust acts as the bedrock, reassuring us that we are secure within these bonds. Consider a time when a friend stood by you, offering a listening ear when you needed it most. That simple act of support can diffuse even the fiercest of angers, reminding us that we are not alone. Cultivating such relationships requires effort and commitment, but the rewards are immense, fostering a community that nurtures resilience and diminishes rage. Engage in meaningful conversations, share your thoughts, and show genuine interest in the lives of those around you. As you invest in these interactions, you'll notice a decline in frustration and an increase in mutual understanding and harmony. Witnessing the positive impact of strong relationships, we turn now to the next beacon of wisdom on our journey, exploring how acceptance of change can further pacify the mind and keep anger at bay. Now turning to the enlightening lesson of acceptance of change, we find ourselves exploring a fundamental truth of life. Change is the only constant. Throughout history, individuals have faced the inevitability of change, and those who embrace it often find a profound sense of peace. Imagine a river flowing through a valley. It adapts its course over time, carving new paths and embracing the changes in its environment. Like the river, when we learn to embrace change rather than resist it, we allow ourselves to grow and evolve. Consider the story of a humble carpenter who, after decades in his craft, found himself at a crossroads when new technology threatened the very essence of his work. Instead of resisting and allowing anger to take root, he chose to adapt, learning new skills and incorporating modern techniques. This adaptability not only preserved his livelihood but enriched it, allowing him to create works of art that were a harmonious blend of tradition and innovation. Acceptance of change involves recognizing that resistance often stems from fear of the unknown. By consciously choosing to embrace change, we reduce the friction in our lives and open the door to new opportunities. It is in this acceptance that anger gives way to curiosity and fear is replaced by courage. As you navigate life's ever-evolving journey, remember that your ability to adapt is a powerful tool against the anger that change might incite. Embrace each shift in your life as a chance to discover new facets of yourself and the world around you. As the sun rises on the next chapter of learning, we find ourselves delving into the art of practicing mindfulness, where being present can transform how we respond to life's challenges, further diffusing anger and fostering inner calm. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we now step into the enlightening practice of mindfulness, a tool that anchors us firmly in the present and transforms how we experience and react to anger. Picture a woman named Emma who often found herself overwhelmed by stress and quick to anger in her hectic daily life. Her responsibilities seemed endless and each day brought new pressures. However, when introduced to the practice of mindfulness, Emma discovered a profound shift. By setting aside just a few minutes every day to focus on her breath and embrace the present moment, she began to notice a change in her reaction to stressors. Instead of immediately reacting with anger, she paused, observed her emotions without judgment, and allowed herself to respond mindfully. This simple yet powerful practice helped Emma navigate her day with a newfound sense of calm and clarity. Mindfulness teaches us to break free from the cycle of automatic reactions. By focusing on our breathing, engaging our senses, or simply grounding ourselves in the present moment, we can interrupt the escalation of anger. Practicing mindfulness helps us to observe our emotions and thoughts from a distance, giving us the space to choose how we want to respond rather than reacting impulsively. Here are a few practical techniques you might find helpful. Begin by dedicating a few moments each day to mindful breathing, focusing on inhaling slowly, holding, and then exhaling. Another approach is to engage in mindful observation, where you take time to notice the elements around you, a leaf, a flower, or even the feel of the ground beneath your feet without judgment. As you integrate these practices into your daily routine, you'll likely find that your reactions become more measured and your sense of anger lessens. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we unravel the lesson of responsible expression, where articulating our emotions thoughtfully can lead to resolution rather than conflict, further diminishing the hold of anger. As the next chapter unfolds, we explore the transformative lesson of responsible expression, a pathway where articulating our feelings with thoughtfulness leads to resolution rather than anger. Imagine a scenario with two colleagues, Sarah and David, in the midst of a project that had them at odds. Tension was mounting, and their communication had become strained, each misunderstanding fueling the fires of anger. One day, Sarah decided to express her concerns clearly and calmly to David, using assertive communication. Rather than blaming or accusing, she spoke about how certain actions made her feel and what changes could help both of them. David, in turn, felt respected and was more open to understanding her perspective. This exchange prevented a growing rift and led to a productive resolution. By practicing responsible expression, we learn the art of communicating our emotions without hostility, opening pathways to understanding and collaboration. Assertive communication allows us to express our needs and feelings transparently, reducing the chances of misunderstanding and escalation into anger. It encourages open dialogue where each party feels heard and valued. To cultivate this skill, consider using I statements like "I feel" or "I need" rather than "you did this" or "you need to," which can sound accusatory. Another approach is active listening, which involves truly hearing the other person's perspective without preparing a counter-argument. By integrating these techniques into your interactions, you foster a respectful environment where understanding prevails over anger. With responsible expression as a cornerstone, relationships thrive on open, honest dialogue, paving the way for peaceful resolutions. As we journey onward, the narrative shifts to the power of detachment, where releasing expectations grants us a newfound freedom from anger. Moving forward, we delve into the liberating power of detachment, a concept that brings serenity by freeing us from the shackles of unmet expectations. Picture a dedicated artist, Emma, who poured her heart into a painting for an upcoming exhibition. As the day of the unveiling approached, her mind buzzed with hopes of admiration and praise. But instead of accolades, the feedback was mixed, leaving Emma disheartened. It was then that a wise mentor suggested she embrace detachment from the outcome. Emma began to focus on the joy of creation rather than the reception it received. By shifting her perspective, she let go of the weight of external validation, finding peace in the act of painting itself. This newfound freedom allowed her to express her creativity without the burden of expectation. Detachment teaches us that our peace and happiness need not depend on how others perceive our efforts. It encourages us to approach life's endeavors with full commitment yet remain open to any outcome, understanding that we do not control all variables. By releasing our grip on specific results, we shield ourselves from the disappointment that can fuel anger. Embracing detachment is not about becoming indifferent, but rather about the wisdom of accepting what we cannot change. It empowers us to live fully in the present, appreciating our endeavors for their intrinsic value. As we internalize this lesson, we cultivate a mindset where serenity prevails, paving the way for a life less touched by anger and more imbued with peace. In the unfolding journey, we turn to the lessons our elders impart, discovering the wisdom that generations have passed down to help us navigate challenges without succumbing to anger. Now turning to the profound wisdom of our elders, we encounter a world where life's teachings are distilled through experience and passed down with care. Imagine Ethan, a young man often quick to anger at the smallest inconveniences. His encounters with daily frustrations left him feeling unsettled and disillusioned. One afternoon, he visited his grandfather, a man weathered by time yet radiating a calm presence. Over a cup of tea, Ethan shared his struggles, hoping for some understanding. His grandfather listened intently, and with a gentle smile, he began to share stories from his own life. These were tales of challenges faced and overcome, each one carrying a lesson etched into the fabric of time. The grandfather spoke of how patience transformed adversity into opportunity, and how empathy bridged divides even in the face of conflict. He emphasized the value of perspective, reminding Ethan that every situation holds a lesson waiting to be learned. Ethan found himself engrossed, realizing that his grandfather's years of wisdom offered a roadmap to a more peaceful life. His grandfather's calm amidst past storms painted a vivid picture of resilience and understanding. Inspired by these stories, Ethan began applying the lessons to his own life. He listened more, judged less, and started seeking the deeper meaning in every challenge. Slowly, he noticed a shift. Situations that once sparked anger now sparked reflection. The legacy of wisdom handed down by his grandfather became Ethan's compass, guiding him to respond rather than react. The teachings of our elders remind us that the path to serenity often lies in the stories of those who came before us. Their experiences serve as beacons, illuminating the way forward and preventing anger from taking hold of our hearts. With each lesson, we are reminded that wisdom is not just about knowing, but about growing and evolving with grace. And as we absorb these insights, we fortify our journey towards a life filled with understanding and peace. As the next challenge unfolds, let us explore how practicing compassion can transform anger into a force for healing and connection. As the next challenge unfolds, let's delve into the transformative power of compassion. Consider the story of Sarah, a woman frequently overwhelmed by the demands of her job and the chaos of city life. Her daily commute on crowded trains often ignited a spark of frustration, simmering until it boiled over into anger. One particular day, as Sarah stood on the train, tightly gripping the overhead rail, she noticed a young boy nervously fidgeting beside her. His anxious glances suggested he was experiencing the same agitation that frequently clouded her own mind. In that moment, Sarah decided to practice compassion. Instead of succumbing to her usual irritation, she struck up a conversation with the boy. She discovered he was worried about being late for an important school event. Their brief interaction became a turning point. Sarah offered him a reassuring smile, and in return, she felt her own tension dissipate. Compassion had bridged their worlds, transforming potential anger into an opportunity for connection and understanding. Inspired by this encounter, Sarah began incorporating compassion into her daily life. She started by pausing to consider the stresses others might be experiencing, a practice that reshaped her interactions and responses. Soon, her anger became less frequent, replaced by a calmness that embraced adversity with empathy. To cultivate compassion in your own life, start by acknowledging the shared humanity in everyone you meet. Listen actively without judgment and offer support wherever possible, even in small gestures. Understand that compassion is not just about helping others. It also enriches your own life, diminishing anger and replacing it with a sense of peace and fulfillment. As we adopt these practices, the barriers of anger crumble, paving the way for healing and connection. Let's step forward with compassion as our guide, welcoming the next lesson in our journey toward a more harmonious existence. Moving forward, let's explore the profound impact of embracing vulnerability on personal growth and managing anger. Imagine the story of Michael, a man who had always worn a brave face, concealing his struggles and emotions behind a stoic exterior. Michael believed that showing vulnerability was a sign of weakness, a belief that often fed into his anger. It was during a particularly heated argument with a close friend that Michael's perspective began to change. Overwhelmed by frustration and on the verge of yelling, his friend paused and asked him to express what he was truly feeling. In that moment of emotional turbulence, Michael chose to let his guard down. Instead of responding with defensiveness, he took a deep breath and shared his fears and insecurities. This shift in approach created an unexpected outcome. His friend listened empathetically, fostering a deeper understanding between them. Michael realized that revealing his vulnerabilities didn't weaken him. It strengthened his relationships by inviting genuine connections. Over time, this openness allowed him to grow more understanding and less reactive to situations that previously provoked anger. By acknowledging and expressing his true emotions, Michael discovered a newfound freedom and resilience. To incorporate vulnerability into your life, start by allowing yourself to be open and honest in your interactions. Recognize that everyone has fears and doubts, and sharing these can build bridges of empathy and support. Remember, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a courageous step towards healing and self-awareness. As you embrace this journey, you'll find that your anger diminishes, replaced by a sense of connection and inner strength. With this understanding, the path to harmony becomes clearer as we continually strive for a more empathetic and fulfilling existence. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we delve into the art of reflection, a powerful tool for uncovering the root causes of anger. Reflect on moments when anger surged within you. Think about what truly sparked those feelings. Was it the situation itself, or perhaps a deeper fear or unmet need? Self-reflection isn't about blame but understanding. Take time to pause and ask yourself why certain events elicit such strong emotional responses. Use a journal to document these reflections. Writing down your thoughts can reveal patterns and triggers you may not have noticed before. This practice of introspection is akin to holding up a mirror to your soul, helping you see beyond the initial surge of anger to the underlying cause. As you gain clarity, you'll find it easier to address these emotions constructively, paving the way for personal growth and transformation. Encouraging honest reflection allows you to replace anger with understanding and patience. As your self-awareness deepens, you become more equipped to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Embrace this journey with an open heart, knowing that each step brings you closer to peace and a more harmonious existence. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's explore the transformative power of choice. Imagine a wise old man sitting under a sprawling oak tree, sharing a tale from his youth. It was a time when he faced a situation that could have easily spiraled into anger. People around him expected a heated reaction, yet he paused and chose a different path. This simple act of choosing how to respond instead of reacting impulsively forever changed his outlook. He realized that every situation offered a choice, a moment to decide how he wanted to move forward. It's in these moments that we hold immense power. By consciously deciding how to respond, we can steer our emotions and actions towards understanding and peace. Consider the times when anger has gripped your heart. Could you instead choose patience? Could you choose empathy? Understanding that you have the power to choose your response is liberating. It takes practice, but with time you can learn to pause, breathe, and select a response that reflects your true self rather than the heat of the moment. This isn't about suppressing your emotions, but acknowledging them and then deciding. With each choice, you're not just managing anger, you're shaping the person you aspire to be. Embrace this ability to choose with curiosity and openness, and watch as it transforms your interactions and enriches your life with deeper connections and greater peace. Moving forward, let's delve into the lesson on seeking joy, a powerful antidote to anger. Picture our wise old man from earlier, now surrounded by laughter and delight. He stresses the importance of consciously seeking joy in everyday moments, as these small bursts of happiness can gently erode the walls of anger. He shares stories of finding joy in simple activities like walking through a sunlit park, savoring a warm cup of tea, or listening to a favorite song. These subtly illuminate the path to a calmer mind. The key, he says, is to actively engage in activities that bring genuine happiness, however modest they may seem. Consider beginning your day with gratitude, acknowledging the small joys that often go unnoticed. Find time to indulge in a hobby that excites you, a book that transports you, or a conversation that uplifts you. Embrace these moments fully, for they weave a tapestry of joy that protects against anger's grip. Start a joy journal, noting down daily instances that make you smile, no matter how fleeting. This practice not only highlights the positive but also trains the mind to focus on joy, gradually steering it away from negativity. Remember, seeking joy is a deliberate choice that enriches our lives and offers a gentle release from anger. So tomorrow, what joy will you seek? How will you consciously create spaces for happiness to flourish? Let this pursuit of joy become a cherished habit, one that leads to a more serene and fulfilling life. As we embrace joy, the journey continues, leading us to discover even more profound lessons. As the next challenge unfolds, we turn our attention to the transformative role of humor in healing. Throughout history, humor has been a potent balm, easing the pains of life and softening the harshness of anger. Imagine our old sage now sharing tales from ancient times, where jesters were not just entertainers but healers of the soul. Their quips and antics lighten the mood, allowing kings and queens to momentarily escape the burdens of leadership. Beyond mere laughter, humor has served as a cultural bridge, connecting people from different walks of life and fostering mutual understanding. Picture a community gathered around a storyteller, where stories laced with wit transform tension into collective chuckles. In these moments, barriers dissolve and shared laughter binds individuals together, creating a sense of unity. Embracing humor doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but rather finding a new perspective that allows us to cope more effectively. Consider lightening a tense meeting with a simple joke or finding the humor in a shared mishap with a friend. These small acts remind us that while life can be challenging, it is also filled with moments worth laughing about. As you navigate your own journey, remember to find humor in everyday life. Let humor guide you through anger, turning obstacles into opportunities for joy. This is more than a lesson, it's a way of living that enriches our existence. So, what will make you laugh today? How can you let humor heal and uplift your spirit? As we embrace laughter, we prepare for the next lesson, deepening our understanding of life's complexities. Now turning to the essence of finding purpose, we discover how a clear sense of direction can anchor us amidst the stormy seas of anger. Imagine a steadfast ship navigating through turbulent waters, unwavering because it knows where it's headed. Similarly, having a clear purpose provides a compass that guides us through life's tempests, allowing us to sail with confidence rather than be swept away by the currents of frustration. This sense of purpose is deeply personal, born from understanding our passions and aligning our actions with what truly matters to us. Consider the craftsman who pours his heart into his work, finding fulfillment not just in the final product but in the process. For him, each carve and cut is a step toward a greater vision, grounding him against the distractions and irritations of daily life. By channeling energy into meaningful pursuits, anger loses its grip, replaced by a sense of progress and achievement. To uncover your own purpose, take a moment to reflect on what brings you joy and fulfillment. What activities make time fly by? What goals light a fire within you? Embrace these inspirations and let them guide your choices and priorities. As you align your actions with your passions, you create harmony between your inner world and outward existence, establishing a foundation that withstands the storms of anger. Allow this clarity to be your anchor, keeping you steady as you navigate through challenges. With purpose as your guiding star, each day becomes an opportunity to contribute to something greater, leaving less room for anger to take hold. Embrace this journey of self-discovery and purpose, for it offers not only a path to peace but a life rich with meaning and fulfillment. Now, as the next phase of the journey unfolds, we delve into a profound tool for peace, acceptance, and release, offering techniques to embrace life's realities and let go of the weight of anger. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we shift our focus to the art of acceptance and release. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks, each one representing a grievance or anger you've held onto. The burden grows heavier with time, slowing your progress and clouding your happiness. By learning to accept situations as they are and releasing these metaphorical rocks, we can experience a profound weight lifted from our shoulders. Acceptance is not about resignation or giving up, but rather about acknowledging reality without resistance. It's the understanding that there are things we cannot change, and fighting them only fuels our frustration. Instead, we can choose to let go. One practical exercise is to practice mindfulness. Spend a few moments each day observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. When anger arises, acknowledge it and then visualize it as a leaf floating down a stream, gradually moving out of sight and mind. Another method is journaling, where you write out your feelings, granting them space to exist before gently letting them go with each word. As you embrace acceptance, imagine the freeing sensation of finally setting down that heavy backpack. Each stone of anger is replaced by peace, fostering a lightness of being that allows you to move forward with ease. By accepting life's realities and letting go of the weight of anger, we learn to navigate through challenges with grace, leading us ever closer to a life of tranquility and contentment. This practice of acceptance and release not only mitigates anger, but also opens the door to richer experiences and deeper connections unencumbered by the past. As you continue this journey, remember that acceptance is a powerful ally, guiding you toward a future filled with peace and understanding. Now, as we prepare to delve into the next segment, consider how embracing setbacks as learning opportunities can transform anger into growth and resilience. As the sun rises on the next chapter of our exploration, we delve into learning from setbacks. Life, as many of us know, does not always follow the path we envision. Sometimes the journey is fraught with unexpected hurdles and disappointments. Picture a moment when you faced a setback. Perhaps a project at work did not meet expectations or a personal goal seemed out of reach. In these moments, the initial reaction might be frustration or even anger. But what if we could see these setbacks in a different light, one that promotes growth and resilience? Imagine viewing each setback as a stepping stone, not as a failure but as an opportunity to learn. When faced with a challenge, pause and ask what lesson is hidden within. This shift in perspective can significantly reduce feelings of anger, transforming what once felt like an immovable barrier into a chance for self-improvement. Consider Thomas Edison. When his laboratory burned down, destroying years of work instead of succumbing to despair, he famously remarked about the opportunity to start anew. His response exemplifies how reframing setbacks can lead to breakthrough discoveries and innovations. By applying this mindset, we encourage ourselves to grow stronger and more adaptable. To start cultivating this approach, practice gratitude for the small victories and the lessons learned, even in times of difficulty. Keep a journal of setbacks and what you learned from them, turning each entry into a testament of your journey and resilience. As we embrace this mindset, the role of setbacks in our lives transforms. They become teachers rather than obstacles. With this perspective, even the most challenging moments contribute to our personal development and enrich our understanding of the world. By learning from setbacks, we not only diminish anger but also pave the way for a more fulfilling and enlightened path forward. As we continue this journey, imagine the power of community in managing anger and turning setbacks into collective progress. As the next phase of the journey unfolds, we explore the immense value of community in managing emotions, particularly anger. Imagine a tight-knit group coming together, each member bringing their unique strengths and perspectives to the table. Community acts as a mirror, reflecting our emotions and helping us gain clarity. When anger lingers in isolation, it festers, but when shared within a community, it often dissipates or transforms into something constructive. Picture a neighborhood affected by a local issue. Initially, frustration pulses through each individual, but as they gather to voice their concerns, a sense of unity emerges. Ideas flow and solutions take shape from collective brainstorming and shared experiences. This transformation was evident in a town where environmental issues sparked widespread anger. Residents organized a clean-up day, turning their frustration into action. The outcome was not only a cleaner environment but also a stronger, more connected community. By channeling anger into positive action, the community not only addressed local challenges but also fostered trust and camaraderie among its members. By engaging with others, anger becomes a catalyst for change rather than a destructive force. In this way, community support becomes an invaluable resource, helping individuals process emotions through empathy and shared endeavors. Engaging with community activities such as volunteering or organizing local events can be a powerful way to transform negative feelings into meaningful outcomes. As we appreciate the support networks around us, we acknowledge how these connections provide a sense of belonging and purpose that diminishes feelings of anger. This collective journey strengthens the emotional resilience of each member, creating a ripple effect that extends beyond individual experiences. Moving forward, let's discover how practicing kindness can create positive ripple effects that further enrich our lives and those around us. Moving forward, let us delve into a touching story where kindness overcomes anger and ripples through an entire community. Picture a bustling city street filled with hurried footsteps and tense faces. In this scenario, a small misunderstanding occurs. One person bumps into another and anger flares momentarily. Instead of responding with hostility, however, the person who was bumped offers a simple, genuine apology and a warm smile. This small act of kindness diffuses the situation immediately, turning what could have been a heated exchange into a moment of shared humanity. The onlookers witnessing this transformation begin to see the power of kindness in action. As the day unfolds, acts of kindness ripple through the crowd. Someone holds a door open, another helps a stranger with directions. Each gesture, though small, begins to build a wave of goodwill. This wave, no matter how subtle, alters the emotional landscape, showing everyone the impact a simple kind act can have. Now, imagine incorporating this into your daily life. Hold the door open for someone, compliment a colleague genuinely, or simply offer a smile to a passerby. These acts may seem insignificant alone, but collectively, they have the power to transform environments and soothe angry emotions. Kindness not only brings joy to those who receive it, but it also enriches the giver's life, creating a cycle of positive energy. By intentionally practicing kindness, we cultivate a mindset that reduces anger and promotes harmony. As we reflect on how these small actions create significant changes, let's embrace the journey of finding purpose in our lives, discovering how aligning ourselves with our true passions diminishes negative emotions and ignites fulfillment. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's reflect on the wealth of wisdom imparted by our old man, each lesson serving as a beacon toward a life of peace and tranquility, free from the chains of anger. Each narrative we've explored today teaches us that by embracing the imperfections in ourselves and others, we open the door to understanding and compassion. We've seen how patience, empathy, and humor can transform adversity into opportunity, paving the way for a calmer existence. These stories remind us that letting go of grudges and practicing forgiveness not only liberates the heart, but also clears the path for new, fulfilling experiences. As we cultivate kindness, gratitude, and perspective, we realize that these practices nurture inner peace, foster meaningful connections, and diminish the grip of anger on our lives. The old man's wisdom also shows us the strength found in simplicity and the profound impact of finding purpose. By aligning our actions with our values, we channel our energy into what truly matters, lessening the influence of anger and enriching our lives with joy. As you absorb these lessons, I urge you to reflect on your own experiences. Think about how these stories can be woven into the fabric of your daily life, offering moments of clarity and peace amid the chaos. I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights not only enrich your journey, but also create a community where we can all learn and grow together. By engaging with these teachings, we all take steps toward greater happiness and fulfillment.